So we all knew that in 2022 we were going to get an absolutely crazy multiverse movie. Should have been two multiverse movies. But we are all anticipating it to be Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. However, what if I was to tell you that there is a movie that has come out a month before Doctor Strange that deals with the multiverse, and it's really, really good. Hey guys, how's it going? And welcome back to a kind of a small review for a movie that is absolutely insane. Today we're going to be doing a movie review for Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. Now before we get started, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate that. And check out some of my other videos. I mean, where do I even begin with this movie? First of all, this is going to be a non-spoiler review because I honestly don't know how many of you have seen it. This is me just telling you like what I really liked about the movie, maybe some issues that I have with the movie, and that I want you to really go see this movie. I just don't know how many of you have seen it yet, so I don't want to spoil it for you. So this movie is directed by a directing duo known as the Daniels. For me personally, this is going to be my first time watching one of their movies. They had this movie come out a few years ago called Swiss Army Man with Paul Dano and Daniel Radcliffe. It's kind of one of those movies that's always been on my list, but I've never really seen it yet. But now I definitely want to see that movie after watching this movie. And fun fact, this movie was also produced by the Russo brothers, also known for making classics like Avengers Endgame, or Avengers Infinity War, or the Captain America movies. Well, two of them, not all three of them. This movie stars Michelle Yeoh, who plays Evelyn. She's a woman who has a family and she runs a laundromat, and the laundromat's not doing so well. They're getting audited and they're having and she's having marital problems with her husband, and she's having problems with her daughter, and things are just not going well. There's problems in life. It happens. But then she finds out that the multiverse exists, and she gets called upon to be the hero to save the multiverse. There's somebody who is threatening to destroy the multiverse and ruin it all, and a bunch of multiverse people come, and they're like, Evelyn, you are our only hope. You need to save the multiverse. So then from there on, she goes on an absolutely insane adventure. Now let me tell you first of all what I really liked about the movie. First of all, it's the performances. Michelle Yeoh gives an absolutely fantastic performance at the end of the year. I don't know how you don't nominate her for an Oscar. Has to be. She put in a lot of work into this movie, I can tell. She's in this movie for pretty much 100% of it. There's not a scene in this movie without her. She's always in the movie, always the driving force in it. And since it's a multiverse movie, she goes through all these different personalities. She goes from being this woman who's just kind of working her laundromat, has no real special abilities, just kind of taking care of her family, to then all of a sudden knowing martial arts, and now she has to fight and save everybody. And then she becomes a singer and a chef, and it's a whole thing. So yeah, I definitely think that at the end of the year, I want to see Michelle Yeoh get nominated for an Oscar. I also thought her husband, played by Quan, I hope I'm pronouncing his name right, also did a fantastic job. He brought a lot of emotion towards the movie, especially in the third act for me. I really liked his performance throughout the entire movie. His character also goes through changes, but especially there at the end, I thought he was really bringing the emotion parts of it. Like I said, in the beginning of the movie, they have marital problems, and it kind of all circles all the way around to the end of the movie. And also Stephanie Sue, who plays Michelle Yeoh's daughter, she also brought a lot of heart to the film. All three of them were phenomenal, and all the supporting cast were all great as well. Jamie Lee Curtis is in this movie, and she's also fantastic. But the main central point is the three family members. There's a fourth family member, the grandpa, who was also great. But the three of them, Michelle Yeoh, the dad, and the daughter, they are really the heart of the film. It's about their family and also the multiverse. This movie, this concept, is absolutely insane. All I walked out of this movie thinking about was just how great this film is on its own. And that's only because, like I said in the intro, next month we have Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness coming out. And that movie is a multiverse movie that's set in the MCU, set in the Marvel universe. So we kind of know what, we don't know, but we also kind of know what we potentially are gonna see. But this movie, Everything, Everywhere, All at Once, is its own multiverse movie that has no connection to Marvel or anything. We truly don't know all the different worlds, all the different characters that we're about to see, all the different possibilities that are in the multiverse. This just reminds me of an absolutely insane Rick and Morty episode. I could definitely see this being an absolutely just crazy Rick and Morty episode. They probably have done something like this already, without a doubt. I mean, what are they, 4 seasons in? They've definitely done something like this already. They have free range to explore any possible world, go as crazy and as weird as they want, and they go full weird and crazy with it. There's a concept in the movie about how they like transform into the different universes. Basically how it all works. The way the multiverse in this movie works is that if there is another version of you out there in the multiverse and you come in contact with them, it's not that they will physically transform into this world. For example, if there was another version of me in another multiverse that has lived another life and there was a way for me to, I guess, contact him, he wouldn't physically come over here and like stand next to me. Instead, our memories would pretty much collide and we would remember each other's lives, and like he would have my skills, which are pretty much close to zero, and I would have his skills. Like for example, in the movie Evelyn, there's a time when she needs to fight, so she needs to call upon her other universe self that knows martial arts, switches out of that personality, switches into that personality, and switches into a bunch of other personalities where she needs different skills. And I thought that was so cool and just so fun, and it's a great way to keep like one character that we know and she's going through this multiverse adventure, instead of bringing other characters physically from the other universes into our universe and they're like helping her. No, instead it's our Evelyn and she's learning like all these skills through the other Evelyns around the multiverse. The action in this movie goes so hard. It's awesome. It's violent at times. It's not like super like hyper violent. It's really fun. This movie's like really fun. I did not expect this movie to be as funny as it is. I'd even say this movie is kind of a comedy at times. The theater that I saw it in, we were all dying laughing. There's a lot of great bits in this film. There's a great reference to Ratatouille, and they do some great things with that. I'm not going to spoil it, but that's all I'm going to say. The Ratatouille thing, brilliant. There's a thing with rocks, and it's the funniest thing ever. You would not believe how funny this thing with rocks is. It's just rocks, but it's so funny. The entire theater was dying laughing every single time. Rocks. And at the end of the day, there are like larger and deeper themes throughout this movie. One of my favorite themes and one of my favorite things that they talked about in this movie was how small and insignificant all of our problems are in the grand scheme of the universe. Because that's something that I think about sometimes. I don't know if you guys think about that sometimes, but I'd be thinking about that sometimes. Like I'll be walking outside, about to go throw out the trash, and just on my walk be thinking about just how like so small and insignificant everything that we do over here is compared to just everything else that's happening in the universe. And that's one of the themes that they talk about in the movie. And there's a lot of deeper and larger themes in the movie that they explore. That here is, I guess, my slight issue, but not really an issue, is that I'll definitely need a second viewing for this movie, because there at the end, specifically in the third act, it kind of got a little overwhelming for me. Like a lot of information and a lot of things were happening. I mean, this movie is called Everything, Everywhere, All at Once, and that title was perfect for this movie because that's what it is. But there for me at the end, it just got just a little bit like a little too much information. And I feel like there's some things that I definitely missed or maybe misunderstood that on a second and third viewing, like I'll be able to grasp it some more. This movie, just like its title, has everything. Action, comedy, emotions. There was times where I got emotional in the movie. I went on this whole roller coaster, like enjoying the action, dying laughing, some emotional moments. It was so good. Such a big surprise. I'm so happy that I heard about this movie, because I honestly had no idea about this movie until the internet was like, this might be the movie of the year. And I'm not going to disagree with them. Early on, we're in April already. This is a really good movie. Listen, if you haven't seen this movie yet, do yourself a favor. Go check it out, because it's a ton of fun. It's, like I said, it's funny, action-packed. It has everything you will want in a movie. This is a non-spoiler review, just because, again, I don't know how many of you have seen it yet. But if you have seen the movie and you want to have like a spoiler discussion with me, leave your thoughts about the movie down in the comments. I would love to have a discussion with you about this awesome movie. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe. I really appreciate that. And check out some of my other videos. And again, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.